Islands are supposed to be simple, just land surrounded by water. But what if that land disappears from maps? Or crams hundreds of people onto a space smaller than a football field? Or hides strange animals' eerie ruins and mysteries no one can fully explain? Today, we're diving into 15 of the strangest islands on Earth, from forgotten outposts and vanishing landmasses to bizarre natural riddles that seem like they shouldn't exist at all. Let's begin with number 15, Tristan da Cunha, the most remote inhabited island on the planet. This video is sponsored by the Fire Digital, your all-in-one marketing solution. From branding and logo design to powerful websites, getting your site found on Google with SEO, and even video editing, they provide everything you need to grow your business online. Visit www.thefiredigital.com. The link's in the description. Number 15, Tristan da Cunha, the most remote inhabited island. In the middle of the South Atlantic Ocean, over 2,400 kilometers from the nearest continent, lies Tristan da Cunha, the most remote inhabited island in the world. It's a volcanic peak rising from endless ocean with a single settlement called Edinburgh of the Seven Seas. About 250 people live here, and there are no other towns, no suburbs, no neighboring villages, just one tightly knit community at the edge of civilization. There's no airport, no internet cables, and no direct route to the outside world. The only way to reach Tristan is by ship, a 6-day journey from South Africa when weather allows. Supplies are limited, and every aspect of life has to adapt to extreme isolation. Families are connected through a handful of founding surnames, and the island even has its own unique dialect of English, shaped by centuries of separation. Towering over the community is Queen Mary's Peak, a 2,000-meter volcano that last erupted in 1961, forcing the entire population to evacuate to the UK. After 2 years away, the islanders made the choice to return, rebuilding their lives in the shadow of a mountain that could erupt again at any time. Tristan da Cunha is more than a place. It's a testament to human resilience, where life continues quietly in one of the loneliest corners of the Earth. Number 14, Migingo Island, the densest island on Earth. In the middle of Lake Victoria, Africa's largest lake, sits a rock less than half the size of a football field. On it, hundreds of people, crammed into a cluster of tin roof shacks so tight that rooftops double as walkways and drying racks. This is Migingo Island, possibly the most densely populated island in the world. There's no soil, no trees, and no space to waste. Yet somehow life thrives here. The economy runs on the lucrative Nile perch trade, drawing fishermen from Kenya, Uganda, and beyond. The catch fuels an entire micro-city of bars, lodges, and markets, all squeezed onto a rock that looks uninhabitable from afar. Ownership of Migingo is still disputed. Both Kenya and Uganda claim it, sending patrols and officials to stake their flags. But for the residents, politics takes a back seat to survival. Every day is a balancing act between overcrowding, tension, and opportunity, proof that even a bare rock in the water can become a city when demand is high enough. Number 13, Isla Bermeja, the island that vanished. For centuries, maps of the Gulf of Mexico showed a tiny island called Isla Bermeja, located off the Yucatan Peninsula. Sailors noted it, cartographers drew it, and official charts included it. But today, it's gone. In the 1990s, as Mexico negotiated maritime boundaries with the United States, surveys were launched to confirm Bermeja's location. Naval ships searched, aircraft scanned, and sonar swept the seafloor. Nothing. No island above water. No trace below. Just open sea where maps had insisted land should be. Speculation took off. Was it eroded away by rising seas? A centuries-old mapping error copied endlessly? Or, as some theories suggest, was it deliberately erased to alter control of oil-rich waters in the Gulf? Whatever the truth, Bermeja is now a phantom, a place that once shaped international borders, despite the fact that it may never have existed at all. Number 12, North Brother Island, New York's forgotten quarantine. Just a few hundred meters off the Bronx shoreline lies North Brother Island, invisible to most New Yorkers despite its eerie history. Overgrown with trees and ivy, the ruins of abandoned hospitals and brick walkways still snake through the island, silent reminders of a past most would rather forget. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, this is where contagious patients were sent: smallpox, tuberculosis, typhoid. The most infamous was Typhoid Mary, confined here for decades after unknowingly spreading the disease across the city. Later, the island housed veterans, then a short-lived rehab center before being shuttered entirely in 1960s. Today, the island is closed to the public and claimed by nesting birds. But its crumbling buildings remain, windows shattered, hallways collapsing, a hospital with no patients in sight. In one of the busiest cities on Earth, North Brother is proof that isolation isn't just possible, it's preserved. Number 11. Iriomote Island, Japan's hidden jungle. Far southwest of Japan, away from neon skylines and bullet trains, lies Iriomote, an island almost entirely covered in dense rainforest and mangroves. Roads skirt only its edges, and most of the interior remains untouched, earning it the nickname Japan's last frontier. Here, rare wildlife thrives. The most famous is the Iriomote cat, a small, elusive wild feline found nowhere else on Earth. Fewer than 250 are believed to exist, making sightings extraordinarily rare. Beneath the jungle, limestone caves twist unseen, some still unexplored, adding another layer of mystery to the island. Unlike nearby Okinawan Islands, Iriomote has resisted heavy development. Small coastal villages still practice traditional customs, and strict rules limit tourism to preserve the ecosystem. To step onto Iriomote is to see Japan as it once was, wild, humid, and alive with secrets still waiting to be uncovered. Number 10. Aogashima Island, Japan's village in a volcano. Far south of Tokyo, in the Philippine Sea, lies Aogashima, a volcanic island shaped like a giant bowl. Inside that bowl, tucked within the caldera of an active volcano, lives a community of fewer than 200 people. It's one of the only places on Earth where an entire village exists inside a crater. Reaching Aogashima isn't easy. There's no major port, and the sea currents are notoriously rough. Visitors usually arrive by helicopter or by boat if weather allows. Those who live here depend on their own resourcefulness, harnessing geothermal vents for cooking, heating, and even public saunas. Despite the dangers of living inside a volcano, its last eruption devastated the island in the 1780s. Residents have turned the crater into home. Steep cliffs surround them, mist curls over ridges, and life goes on in one of Japan's strangest, most remote settlements. Number 9. Bishop Rock, the smallest island with a building. At the far western edge of England's Isles of Scilly sits Bishop Rock, a granite outcrop only 46 meters long. On it stands a single lighthouse, officially recognized as the world's smallest island with a building. The first attempt to build here in 1847 ended in disaster. A cast iron tower swept away by storms before it was even finished. But in 1858, engineers succeeded, anchoring a solid stone lighthouse into the rock itself. Waves can smash against it with the force of an earthquake, yet the structure has stood for over 160 years. For most of that time, keepers lived in total isolation, supplied by boat when seas allowed. Today, the lighthouse is automated, powered by solar panels. But Bishop Rock remains a marvel of maritime engineering, proof that even the tiniest scrap of land can serve as a beacon in the middle of the ocean. Number 8. Isla del Coco, Costa Rica's treasure island. About 550 kilometers off Costa Rica's Pacific coast lies Isla del Coco, a rainforest-covered island shrouded in fog and legend. Pirates once used it as a hideout, and stories still circulate of buried treasure hidden in its caves and ravines. Beyond the myths, the island is extraordinary on its own. It's the only island in the eastern tropical Pacific with a full rainforest ecosystem. Waterfalls tumble into deep valleys while hammerhead sharks, rays, and sea turtles swarm the surrounding seas. So rich is its biodiversity that Charles Darwin once visited, and today it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Treasure hunters have launched more than 300 expeditions here, but none have uncovered gold. The real treasure is the island itself, untouched, mysterious, and still off limits to overnight visitors. Isla del Coco looks like something out of fiction, but its beauty and secrets are entirely real. Number 7. Navassa Island, a forgotten disputed territory. Just west of Haiti lies Navassa Island, a rugged limestone outcrop claimed by both the United States and Haiti. Officially, it's AUS territory, but one rarely mentioned, visited, or even remembered. In the 19th century, Navassa was mined for guano, a valuable fertilizer. Haitian laborers worked in brutal conditions until the deposits ran out, leaving the island abandoned. Since then, Haiti has repeatedly asserted its claim, but the U.S. still administers it as a wildlife refuge. With no beaches, towering cliffs, and no permanent residents, Navassa feels forgotten. Nature has reclaimed the ruins of mining operations, and today scientists occasionally visit to study its coral reefs and rare species. It's a place caught between nations, where history lingers, but the present has almost completely moved on. Number 6. Vulcan Point, the island within an island. In the Philippines sits one of Earth's strangest geographic riddles, Vulcan Point. It's a small island inside a lake, which sits inside a larger island, itself surrounded by another lake, all on the island of Luzon. A true island within a lake within an island, Vulcan Point formed inside the crater of Taal Volcano, one of the most active in the country. Eruptions over centuries reshaped the caldera, leaving behind the tiny rocky outcrop. It's barely more than a hill, but its layered position has made it famous in geography discussions worldwide. Scientists still monitor the area closely, as Taal remains geothermically active with hot springs and gas vents. Vulcan Point may be small, but it embodies the chaotic creativity of volcanoes, a geological puzzle that continues to fascinate anyone who studies Earth's quirks. Number 5. Clipperton Island, a colony gone wrong. Deep in the Pacific, about 1,000 kilometers from Mexico, lies Clipperton, a ring-shaped coral atoll that hides one of the darkest chapters in island history. Today it's uninhabited, but in the early 1900s, a small Mexican colony tried to make it home. At first, life on Clipperton was harsh but manageable. Supplies arrived by ship, a lighthouse was built, and families lived on the sandy ring. Then, during the Mexican Revolution, supply ships stopped coming. Cut off for years, food ran out, disease spread, and the community collapsed. By 1917, only a handful of women and children were left alive, along with one man who declared himself ruler and terrorized the survivors until he was killed. When rescuers finally arrived, they found the settlement in ruins. Clipperton is still a French territory today, but its lagoon and crumbling bunkers stand as haunting reminders of how isolation can twist paradise into tragedy. Number 4. Bouvet Island, the most remote place on Earth. Far south in the Atlantic Ocean, halfway between Africa and Antarctica, sits Bouvet Island. Norwegian territory, but closer to the South Pole than to Oslo, it's covered in ice, battered by storms, and nearly impossible to reach. The island is more than 90% glaciated, with no harbors and sheer cliffs that rise straight from the sea. Landings are so rare that most visitors arrive by helicopter during brief windows of clear weather. It's been declared a nature reserve, and aside from a few weather stations, human presence is almost non-existent. But Bouvet's mystery deepened in 1964 when a South African ship spotted a lifeboat abandoned on its icy shore. No wreck was ever found, no crew reported missing, and the origins of the boat remain unsolved. To this day, Bouvet isn't just the most isolated island on Earth, it's one of the strangest. Number 3. Palmyra Atoll, paradise with a dark past. Halfway between Hawaii and Samoa lies Palmyra Atoll, a necklace of forested islets encircling a turquoise lagoon. From above, it looks like paradise. Up close, it carries a reputation for secrecy, crime, and ghostly remains. During World War II, the U.S. Navy turned Palmyra into a base, carving out airstrips and bunkers that still rust and crumble in the jungle. Decades later, it became infamous again when a wealthy couple vanished here in the 1970s. Their yacht reappeared, their killers were caught, but the full truth of what happened on Palmyra remains unsettling. Today, the atoll has no residents. Scientists study its reefs and birds, and entry is tightly restricted. With its mix of natural beauty and human darkness, Palmyra is an island that seems trapped between paradise and nightmare. Number 2. Okinoshima, Japan's rabbit island with a toxic secret. Off the coast of Japan's Hiroshima Prefecture lies Okinoshima, better known as Rabbit Island. Hundreds of tame rabbits roam freely, hopping up to visitors for snacks and photos. But beneath the cuteness is a disturbing history. In the 1920s and 30s, the island housed a secret chemical weapons facility. Thousands of tons of poison gas were produced here, hidden from maps and kept under strict secrecy. After the war, the facilities were abandoned, and nature slowly reclaimed them. The rabbits, whether introduced later or descended from lab animals, now dominate the island. Tourists flock to see them, often unaware of the bunkers and ruins that remain hidden in the forest. Okinoshima is a place of contradictions, playful on the surface, but shadowed by its toxic past. Number 1. Ilha de Trindade, Brazil's volcanic outpost. Over 1,100 kilometers off Brazil's coast rises Ilha de Trindade, a rugged volcanic island battered by waves and winds. With jagged ridges, basalt cliffs, and hidden freshwater springs, it looks more like another planet than part of South America. Once a stopover for pirates and explorers, today it's controlled by the Brazilian Navy. Scientists also visit, drawn by the island's unique geology and wildlife. Green sea turtles nest on its untouched beaches, while strange circular craters filled with brackish water hint at ancient volcanic activity. Its isolation has fueled legends, from UFO sightings to whispered tales of ghostly lights in the hills. Few outsiders ever set foot here, but those who do describe a place both eerie and mesmerizing. Trindade is Brazil's outpost in the Atlantic, a volcanic fortress where nature still rules and mystery lingers. So, what do these islands teach us? That the world is still full of contradictions. Some are overcrowded rocks, others are empty jungles. Some hide mysteries in their maps, while others guard scars from history that most would rather forget. But whether it's a phantom island that vanished, a village inside a volcano, or the most remote scrap of land on Earth, each one shows how strange and unpredictable our planet really is. Which of these islands would you dare to set foot on? Drop your answer in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoy exploring the world's mysteries, and subscribe to Epic Discoveries for more deep dives into the extraordinary. Because sometimes the strangest places aren't in science fiction. They're right here, waiting in plain sight.